Hello and welcome to another episode of Dark Side and Offside with me, Conor Morgan, and as always, joined by Rob Morgan. This week's guests are the Clarkies. Up first, we have Mr. Josh Clark. How are you doing, Bet?
Good, Bet. Not bad at all. How are you?
Yeah, very good. And up next, we have Mr. J. Clark. How are you doing, fella?
Fantastic, mate. Not bad at all.
Awesome stuff. Right, I know you both, you got your own company, boys, but have you still been working during lockdown?
Do you want to answer this one or do you want me to answer it?
Yeah.
I'll answer it. Like, at the start, like the furlough was, like I say, for us, because we fix, obviously, industrial sewing machines in the upholstery sector mainly, everything shut down. So, I mean, basically, that was our job, just shut down. We didn't do nothing. So it's like the furlough thing was massive for us because, I mean, obviously, if we hadn't had it, we wouldn't have survived, and that's point blank. There, for us then, that the time after we had, like we'd sorted out a couple of things, bits and pieces, like done like the parts, things you can't normally do, like, but obviously it's not paid work, like it's just like, well, it's just things you tidy in your house basically. And then it sort of went from tidying the house to drinking early hours of the morning, and for months basically. And it's I put on about 1.5 stone, lost my hair, Josh grew his, I shaved it off. It all went a bit like Pete Tong, really, if I'd be honest with you. But yeah, and now like things are starting to pick back up, like, and we're sort of doing a couple of hours here and there, which is, again, it's a start. But I tell you now, without this furlough thing, I would have fallen flat on my ass, I'll be honest with you.
So what have you been doing to keep busy then, boys?
Running.
Well, Jay's thinking about the sounds.
Yeah, lots and lots of running. No,
Yeah,
to be fair, it's like it's a once in a lifetime type of thing to happen, really, isn't it? You know, and it's like me for one, especially with Jonah, who's 2. I'm not taking for granted having all that time to be able to put into him as well. You know, like the effort I can put into him and spend time with Dan and him. Like when we weren't locked down, as in like we could go and actually walk quite far and stuff. That's literally all we were doing. Like so. Yeah, it's been quite difficult, to be fair. The factories are starting to get back there, but I don't really think they're going to go back full hit until shops are allowed back open, because at the end of the day, if somebody's going to buy a 3-piece suite and they're going to spend 2-3 grand, they want to go and sit on it. Yeah. They don't want to order and then it turn up and be like, oh, I don't really like that. It doesn't work, does it? You know? So hopefully Drakeford now will make a couple of announcements over the next couple of weeks, and then the factories can get back ticking in, and then we'll be back to full tilt. Like
he's making some announcements tomorrow, isn't he? I think
so. Yeah. But I did see something on the news, say it was on like Wales Online or something, saying that he can't see us opening it all up and going back to normal by the 21st of June, and he's preempting another wave or something. He said. So yeah. I don't know.
I think, to be fair, I just think he's been overcautious now. I think with all the vaccines that's been rolled out now to the older generation, I mean, I haven't had mine yet, so I can't be that old. Do you know what I'm saying? This, I think that needs, I mean, you're looking after the old people at the end of the day, because I mean, that was the big thing, wasn't it? So with care homes and them, that offing people from the hospitals and care homes and all that. And I think, well, now we've got the COVID vaccine, so to speak, I think that you should be able to relax it a bit. Because I mean, it's been going for a while now, these vaccines. I think my wife's been done, my daughter's been done. So it's like, all in all, I think it's time now to make a move forward. And I think we got to make it forward. I know these people are saying about their mental health and stuff, like, and a lot of people are going on about that at the moment. I mean, I was brought up in a generation, like, I know it sounds really harsh, but you've got to get on with it, make the best of whatever you can. But there's a lot of people that are struggling. And I think the quicker we get back to normality, the better. I mean, I think it's just about time that we need to just put his finger up his ass and say, well, look, just get the beer gardens open. That's #1 priority. Let's be honest. Like, no, but it's like you need to get all the shops. You need to get the industry ticking back over. You know, because we can't keep just throwing money at it, because somebody's going to pay for it at the end of the day.
Yeah, we have.
Right?
Taxes, we have, don't we?
Well, of course, he's going to. Yeah. Let's be honest. This money don't grow on trees, and there's only so much borrowing they can do, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Well, it's you say borrowing, but it's pretty free money, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Isn't it? It's not even actual cash now, is it? It's all on a computer. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's just figures. Like it's hard work. Like what you do, I don't know. Hopefully, you relax here. I want to go camping. I want to go to gigs. I want to get drunk in a beer garden, my mates. Do you know what I mean? I want to do all the things that we did before. Right? And I just think to myself, well, I think everybody, 90% of the people have really took it on board. They've done all the social distancing. They've done the washing your hands, keeping apart from all this. Great, really, really good. You had the one idiot, like who didn't wash their hands and didn't want to wear a mask, like that. But that's just part of it. You're always going to get those type of people. But I think that generally, I think the Welsh public have been fantastic. And I think supporting Drakeford as well. Even those that we thinking themselves sometimes, oh, what are you on about, mate? But they're the ones with the figures. We're not the ones with the figures. They see all the stuff. So I think we've done pretty well as a country.
Yeah, I think it's spot on, John.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do as well, to be fair. But before we go on and speak about your rugby lives, boys, just want to have a quick mention to Josh. You did the David Goggins challenge last weekend.
I did.
How was it?
Hard. Very, very, very hard. Yeah, on paper, it didn't sound too bad. And I've done challenges in the past and stuff, but they've been more like single hit, long time challenges. As well as this was split up. So it was 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. And it wasn't too bad for the first, say, 4 or 5 runs. But then that second round of midnight and 4 a.m. run, I was real tough, like. And being a larger man myself as well, my legs started to pack in then towards the end as well. There was lots of stretching, massaging, and warm salt baths going on.
How do you manage to keep it awake, Josh? Easy, or was it sometimes?
Was that stay awake?
Yeah.
No, well, I tried to prioritize sleep in the nights, so I was sort of sacrificing a bit of the nutrition and stretching, and sort of literally going out, coming back, spending like 10, 15 minutes to cool down, and then trying to jump straight into bed and nab 2 to 3 hours, but it didn't quite happen. I was getting about an hour at a time. So yeah, it wasn't one great. But then I was focusing more on the stretching and nutrition in the mornings then, and in the day runs. And to be fair, I was running better in the days, but I just think that's natural anyway. But yeah, I won't be doing it again in a hurry, I'll be honest.
Well, I was pretty surprised. Like don't get me wrong. Like, I always know that you're very fit and you love your challenge and stuff. But I was so surprised that you've kept more or less the same speed and time throughout all 12 runs that you did. I think you started off on like 28, and then the most you went up to was like about 30.
Yeah,
I think it's incredible.
I think I had one run at 36 minutes, which was the midnight run. But yeah, I won't dive too much into the colon issues I had at the time. I think it was the too much sugar and electrolytes and stuff. And needless to say, I didn't have firm stools. I had to take a pack of wet wipes with me on my run because I thought I was going to have to go in a bush or something.
You didn't do a Paula Radcliffe, did you?
No, I didn't. I kept it clean.
Hey, good effort, Josh. Good effort. Fair play.
Cheers, boys.
Right then, boys. When did your rugby career start? To start with you, Josh. I heard you've played.
Oh, fucking Christ! Oh, mate, I've got enough time for this.
I did, yeah. We are on Zoom and we do only have half hour, so I'll try and keep that short and sweet too. But yeah, no, I started when I was 6 years old. My old man took me to Pontyclean RFC. It was quite a funny one really, because I always played at through Pontyclean, but I went to Penagowsy Primary and they weren't really big into their rugby, so it was nice making that transition from primary to comp, because a lot of my mates were from Pontyclean Primary and that's who I always used to hang around with. So obviously I went through my minis and juniors all the way through with Pontyclean. And then my first year of seniors then, I went up to Gilbert, played a season up there with the boys. Yeah, we had to be fair, it was the old one, East, one West. And we had an absolute quality outfit then. It was probably one of the best teams I've ever been involved with. You know, I had the likes of Ricky Priday, Gatch, Lee Pennell, Deo. Adam Priday. It was a mental side we had, you know. And I think we finished something like 4th or 5th or something, like literally just narrowly losing to Ebervale and teams like that who were like at the top of their game at the time, you know. And then after that, obviously they had all the restructuring of the leagues and stuff, and they formed the championship then. And obviously as a youngster, you always want to bet yourself, you know. So it was a case of saying, well, I could stay at Gilbert, and I know a lot of boys left then, like you had like Leonard, they went to Aberafon and stuff. And they was sort of saying, like, well, if I want to bet myself now, obviously, unfortunately, Gilbert didn't get the crack to have a go, which they should have, because they finished in the right position within the league. And so I ended up going to Blackwood, and I spent 3 seasons there then. We were like sort of like a mid-table side, to be fair, but I enjoyed it. Good village club mentalities type of thing, you know, like a good crack with the boys. Do you mean they were really together, always organising stuff, very much like Gilbert. And then I went from there then to Newbridge. I didn't spend long at there, to be fair.
Didn't like Newbridge, I didn't.
It was all right, like, to be fair, but it wasn't the same environment as Gilbert and Blackwood as what I was used to, like, you know. So it's sort of like you have that instant welcome, you know, at some clubs, and they make you feel at home.
Yeah.
They try and include you in everything, and I sort of didn't really get that at Newbridge, so I sort of tried to just knock that on the head. So I spent half a season at Newbridge, and then I spent half a season at Llanharan then, which was, to be fair, for me at the time, which was a lot easier with work and stuff, because it was just down the road, didn't have to travel so much. And I just spent 3 years traveling to Blackwood, which was like an hour and a half, 2-hour round trip for me. Enjoyed it at Llanharan. Again, though, same thing happened. A lot of boys left when we had a good side. Went on to the Prem, better things. And then I moved to Tata then, and we had a really good season then at Tata, sort of similar sort of season as I had at Gilbert. Finished 3rd, I think, in the championship. Really, really good. But then the same thing happened again. Boys sort of go on their way, get picked up by Prem clubs and stuff. And I went up to Treorchy then, and I spent 3 seasons up there. And that was probably my most consistent part of my rugby career, was at Treorchy, purely for game time, injuries, and all that sort of stuff. So I spent 3 years up there. We did really well. We won the league once, but we lost out to Redvelling to get promotion to the championship. We won the District Cup as well the year after, and we always finished top 3 as well. So we had a really, really, really good run, like. And then off the back of that, I went back to Tata, because they asked me to go back there, and I had links in to go with Aberafon. So that was my first. Well, I went to Swansea as well for a little bit, but it sort of didn't work out. So I was between Swansea and Treorchy, and then I went to Tata and got picked up by Aberafon then. So I spent the season there before obviously all the COVID happened, and then I got contacted by Neath then, just after, well, COVID happened, and we were unsure at the time if the season was going to start and what have you, but obviously Neath were getting ready to make their signings and stuff. I went for 1 or 2 training sessions, so I met up with the boys and stuff, and yeah, so hopefully when the season starts back up, I'll be with Neath. I counted the clubs, I think it was 10. So I can have one of those nice chairs made now of all my jerseys.
Nice.
Or a 3-piece suite. Yeah.
You'll be having.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but to be fair, I've had a good opportunity as well. I represented the Welsh Crochets when I was younger. Played against Oxford Uni, Cambridge University as well before their varsity games, and got picked to go on tour with them to Santander as well, where my roommate was the current Ospreys up there, Scott Otten, because the Ospreys and the Crochets are sort of like a tool. They pick like young talent and all that sort of stuff. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. He's playing for the Ospreys, and I'm no.
All right, I forgot the question now. So long. Jay, where did you start your rugby career?
I was caught, obviously, being 50 years. Am I old? 51? No, 50. I'm still 50. Being 50 years old. It was a bit strange when I was a kid. It was like the minis and juniors thing wasn't a thing. It just wasn't a thing. I think there was 1 or 2 clubs doing it that I found out about when I was like in my late teens and my 20s and stuff, like, do you mean? This, unfortunately, we were sort of caught up with the teacher strikes and stuff. I don't know if you ever remember that. And that's when club rugby became quite popular then. But I mean, I literally lost interest in rugby at that point. Because I mean, I think I had 2 or 3 games for like a junior school, and that was about it. Like, you know, it was just nothing in it. And I mean, it got to the point then, it was like, there was no political correctness and stuff then with youth rugby and stuff. And the initiations they were doing youth rugby were wild. I'm talking wild. They involved Zoom lollies and stuff, like, which isn't always a good thing to be involved with. Frozen ice pop things. It's not good. And you didn't lick them, basically. So I never really got into the youth rugby as such. Like, you know what I mean? A bit of a virgin, I suppose. But I went on tour then with Out of the Blue. I mean, it was like Brinkle and Og. I mean, we were blessed with a really good side of Brinkle and Og. I mean, basically all my rugby was played in school. And I mean, the coaching standards, they were garbage, if I'd be honest. They throw you a ball and say, just throw it backwards. That was it. I mean, the line out was chuck it in the air and just catch it. 2 people bind on and drive. That was it. Like, do you know what I mean? That was as far as the teaching sort of skills went. But yeah, I was blessed. I mean, Christ, like the people in my team, man, were like Andrew Lamberton, Paul John. I mean, Lou Jenkins came up once or twice. Like, so I mean, we was a pretty good side. Like, do you know what I mean? It was quite good. But then we went on tour then to Gonesse in France with Bailey, which was great. They sort of, you know, you didn't get hotels, stuff like that. You had to shack up with whoever you were playing against. And I ended up having my first experience with horse meat. Sorry, Mike. I mean, it tasted fantastic. I'm not going to lie. It was, and homemade mayonnaise that the guy done while he was cleaning his gun on the table, which was a bit of an eye-opener for that. You know, for a youngster, it didn't work. Not a word of English spoken. They were just all speaking French. And I was like, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. But fair play, they took me in to see the game, in the Welsh game at the time. They took me on the underground and all this. It was great. Bought me a ticket and I was in the French part of the stadium. It was brilliant. Absolutely. Park the Princes, I think it was at the time. Brilliant. But then I was big into my motorbikes and stuff then. I had a nasty accident abroad on a motorbike and I smashed my shoulder up and stuff. So I didn't play rugby for ages. And then I just got itchy feet and I just thought, I just need to start playing again. And it was quite later on. So I went upon a clean, and they were a great little setup down there. I mean, the people were great, and they sort of welcomed you with open arms, so to speak, because they were labelled the worst rugby team in Wales at one point in the national newspaper. So it's no wonder they had me here, because I was pretty shit and all, to be fair. I hadn't played for ages. But that's basically where I stayed in Pontyclun. You know what I mean? I just really enjoyed it. And I was like seconds, first, in and out, like. I mean, I was there when you went professional, they all started paying you and stuff, and you get like a £40 check over the bar and you try to drink it on a Saturday night. That never ended well. But yeah, it just went from there and I got into coaching and stuff, which I really, really, really enjoyed. It started with the kids, just followed the kids all the way up and through, and was blessed again with a great team that I didn't really have to coach them, I'll be honest. They were fantastic, like, you know. But yeah, it just went from there then. It's like I had a couple of games in the vets and stuff, like, you know, so it was all right. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy my time playing the rugby. And if I could play it again, I would, even though my back's knackered, my shoulders knackered, my legs are knackered, my knees are gone. I still have go, what? I'm gone. On my back.
What's happened?
No.
I don't know.
We can hear you. We can't see it.
Hold on a minute. Something happened then. How do I do this?
He's got one of those Apple things, hasn't he?
Don't know. Yeah.
You call me?
Hang on, mate. No. I mean,
Is that
back on
Dynamo?
now?
Yeah, you don't know.
What happened then? It just went. But you
No.
are anyway. Sorry for the swearing, but you know, it is what it freaking is, isn't it? Right. Right, we're back on.
We're
Good.
back on.
Yeah, so that was it, really. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Went up with the youth, coached them, loads of tours and that. Brilliant. Really, really enjoyed it. And then just sort of stepped out of it then, because obviously Josh being playing in the youth as well, I wouldn't pick a sides because I just thought myself it wasn't fair that I would be involved in picking a sides, because people ultimately think, oh, you're only picking him because he's your boy. And I was like, nah, I'm not picking him. I wouldn't pick
That's
him.
why I wasn't 10 captain and kicker.
That's right, today. Yeah, good.
Number
But yeah,
2, Josh Clark. Number 9, Josh Clark. Number 10,
Yeah.
Josh Clark.
Yeah. Like the old John Alumu rugby game, innit? Just all Josh Clark's like.
Yeah, but that's basically it. Like, you know, it's still like the beat. Well, I know one day I might go back into coaching and that. Do you know what I mean? But it takes a lot of time up. But Rob, you probably know about this. I mean, it's not just a case of saying, oh, go out on a Tuesday or Friday or Thursday and a game on a Saturday or a Sunday. It's like a full-time job. It's unbelievable. The amount you've got to
Yeah, I
do.
agree. You're thinking about it every day. I mean, as soon as the whistle goes on a Saturday afternoon, you were thinking then straight away, if we've won or lost, you're just thinking, right, if we lost, how are we going to improve? What's going to happen Tuesday? What training session is going to be?
Yeah.
Sunday, then you're thinking about it all night. You try to relax a bit. Sunday, then you wake up, thinking about it again, phone the other coach, through. So the same down for Tuesday. And yeah, you work, but you're thinking about that all the time and trying to fit everything around as well. So
I remember one year I got suckered into being a fixture secretary. Oh my word. Oh, never again. Even after I quit, even after I stopped doing it, and after like 2 or 3 years, because nobody would take it on. I mean, literally, I was having phone calls 9 o'clock in the morning up until like 11 o'clock at night, every single day of the week. And like on a Sunday morning, you'd be getting phone calls trying to arrange games for under 8s, under 9s, stuff like that. It was bonkers. And then I realized then, I just thought, oh, I got to step away from it. But even 5 or 6 years later, my name was still in the WIU book, and people are still phoning me up. So I'd be like direct inquiries now for fucking pot of clean. All right, hang on a minute, let me get the number for you. And it just went on and on and on, never stopped. I was like, oh Christ, that's it. Change my number. So I did change my number. It had to be done.
and it's Jay's a bit of a thankless job, that isn't it, fixture sec?
It is, mate. It's so much goes into it, and I don't think the boys get enough recognition. Like it is a full-time job. It goes all day is going. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it is.
I think it's a tough job as well because I mean sometimes I don't have no sympathy with our fixture sec. I mean he makes a picture. What's he doing now? What's happening? I don't understand.
Right.
But you know, just got to put yourself in its shoes. It's a tough one. It is very tough.
Yeah, Abertleary away. I used to put boys. But gonna mess me about. You go to Abertleary. Blind eye red. Off you go. Off you trot.
off to Abergavenny, nice one.
Oh yeah, we done our trip 3 times away one season because they wouldn't come down because we beat them up when they came down to us once. Remember that?
Yeah.
He walked off the field. Oh, no, it was Glamorgan Wanderers. I was walked off a field, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were the same. Yeah, crap. Anyway,
Right then, boys, we're gonna move on to joke versus joke, and I know that you've been preparing for this.
I haven't prepared, and I'm absolutely shite at jokes. But I got one. I got one.
Who wants to go first? Do you want me to go first?
No, I'll go first. Get it out of the way because I'm crap at jokes and all. I know I just don't get thunder then, but I can't. Do you want to go first, mate? You can go first if you want.
No.
Right then, this is I quite like it. So here we go. There was these 2 turtles walking down a road on their way to the bar, and the one turtle starts talking just as it starts to rain, and he starts talking like this. He says, "I hate chewing earrings, because the water had hit my forehead, like that. I had to come all the way down, over my nose, and into my mouth, and I fucking hate it." And the other turtle went, "Oh, I don't get that problem." My loves that one.
Oh, I like how much you actually got into character for the turtle as well. That was proper drama school stuff. Wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was good. I was impressed with that bit, mate, too.
I'm gonna follow those, Josh.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna follow that one. Right, okay. So there's 3 bits of tarmac sat in a pub, and they're all having an argument now about who's the hardest. So the first one here now, he goes, "I'm the hardest bit of tarmac in this pub. I'm off the M1. I got thousands and thousands of cars driving along me every day." And the second bit of tarmac's in, he goes, "Oh, hang on a minute, bud. You know the hardest bit of tarmac, yeah. Cars, I'm from Heathrow Airport, and I got planes landing on me every day." And the third bit of tarmac, and he goes, "Whoa, boys, hang on now. You might be hard, and you might be hard, but I'm a bit of tarmac from Dover, and I got the ferries porting in, I got the lorries coming across me all day long." So they're all hashing it out now. and in walks this red bit of tarmac, and they all shut up. So the barman turns around and goes, "Dude, you daft guys by now. If I go on, but all think you're the hardest bit of tarmac in it, and you shut up when that bit of red bloody tarmac walks in." And the one said goes like, "Oh fuck no," but I wouldn't fuck with him. He's a psychopath.
Yeah, it was
Oh, fucking hell. How am I going to follow these two now? Fucking hell.
Oh, I'd give up if I was doing that.
No, I'll give it a go. Go on. A good sport.
Go on,
Right. Man walks into a bar. As soon as he walks in, he sits right by the bar. Barman goes, "Hey, donkey, do you want a pint?" Goes, I guess. Guy sitting next to him goes, "Fucking hell. Bit rude, innit? Call him donkey." Anyway, next his pint back. He goes, like after the barman. Barman goes, "Another pint, come in now, donk. No worries." This guy on the end of the bar thinking, "Fucking hell. Call him donkey again." Anyway, let it go. Donkey finishes his pint. He goes again like that. And the barman goes, "Yeah, Foster's again. I'll bring it over now." So he brings it over to him. He goes, "Yeah, donkey." So donkey necks it back like that. And this guy's going, "Fucking hell. He's called him donkey 3 times now." Oh, I gotta ask, but why do they call you donkey for? He always calls me that.
Oh, see, Clarkies this week, wasn't it?
Hey. I tell you, 3 good ones there, but it's close between Josh and Jay.
Oh, what's he saying, Con?
I'm gonna have to go with Jay.
Yes.
I mean, it was the acting, it was, wasn't it?
It was,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Even I was impressed with that. That was good. That was.
Really got into it, fair play.
It's gonna be dead, but that turtle, mind you don't have to get a fucking mouthful.
Okay, the rugby news, guys. What's your thoughts on Sonny Bill Williams retiring? Josh?
He has had quite the career, hasn't he? He's been one of the outstanding number 12s for the past decade, and he was sort of the pioneer of the offloads, wasn't he? You know, he was the guy that nobody could really tackle and stop the ball from moving, and he showed that on numerous occasions. The amount of assists he had with the All Blacks and stuff. And I think I seen something on the net as well about like the titles he's won as well, like 2 Rugby World Cups, Super 14 titles. You know, I think he's just a natural athlete as well, which has showed because he turned his hand to boxing as well, didn't he? And I'm not sure, is he going to start boxing again now? Did I see something about that? Or
Yeah, he's going back.
Yeah.
And he was heavyweight champion of New Zealand, wasn't he? At one point?
Yeah.
I wouldn't go running with him anyway. Jesus Christ.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't say that he was shit or anything. Like, you know,
He's definitely
Oh,
an icon. He's definitely an icon, wasn't he?
Yeah,
What's that?
definitely.
So he's definitely an icon because you know, as an amateur rugby player, you know, you at the start of every training session, you're playing touch rugby, and then you'd always have that one person and would be like at the back, like offloading like that. But then it just go into like some bad habits in some games, didn't it? That like everyone would just be trying to just do a Sonny Bill, and then they'd be offload and they actually say it as well, Sonny Bill.
Yeah, but that's in it. That's what they called it. It was a Sonny Bill. Like it was not like you had like Joe Roccacoco when you used to do like the Joe Roccacoco step. You know, when he used to do that shuffle of his feet and go. It's the same sort of thing. Like, and you got to be some sort of icon within the game to have that done around you. Do you know what I mean? But yeah,
Confidence as well, isn't it?
quality.
Confidence. He just
player.
oozed confidence. He took a field, he just oozed confidence. And I had to watch him play. I mean, how would you stop something like that? I mean, the coaching then, looking at it from a different side of perspective, like, I think he was the player that when, as a defending player, going, you know, you're trying to stop something like that, you can't go low. How are you supposed to go low on him? You go low on him and he's got options either side. He's going to let just hand over the top, behind him, whatever he's doing. And I think he sort of encouraged, and a lot of South Sea Islanders then sort of mimicked his play as well, didn't they? I mean, they all started doing this offloading business and stuff. But then to combat it then, I'm going off a little bit off by that, but they sort of you've got this stand-up tackle end where people go in high to try and prevent the ball from being offloaded, basically. Do you know what I mean? So it's like even though he's as good as he was, and how he was with the supporters, I mean, I always got that vision of that kid running on, that steward tackling the kid, and then him sort of like saying, "Oh no, hang on a minute," like, and he sort of hugs the kid and that, and he's just like, he is what I'd expect a very religious person to be like. He's like a very sort of caring, loving sort of guy who had umpteen time for everybody around him, and he was an idol, absolute idol. His rugby league was fantastic. He was fantastic.
Role model, wasn't he?
Oh,
That's the thing. He's
like
the
you
type
said,
of players you want in your sport to be able to project your sport forward, really.
Yeah.
You know, the ones you can look to and think like yourself, well, this is what rugby is about. These are the type of people that rugby epitomizes. And he was one of them people, you know. So yeah, he was part of a very, very, very strong New Zealand squad, like Dan Carter as well. He was in
is there ever a weak New Zealand squad? I've gone again.
No, definitely not.
Oh, dud. I've had a guts for this already.
He's only had a problem with technology since he turned 50, that's the thing.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on yet. Why is he going off? I reckon Claire's
There he is,
watching
man.
porn or something.
Yeah, going back to Sonny Bill, boys, I think like the All Blacks, obviously best side in the world for a long time. I know South Africa won the World Cup last year, but I mean, Steve Hansen and the rest of the coaches, they absolutely love Sonny Bill, didn't they? I mean, times he was on the best form, and they still picked him in a squad, and he still played well. And I mean, it always took about at least 2 players to tackle him, and he still managed to get that offload away.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Even if it was 2 players on him, he got that offload away, and he's worth a try, at least a try to every match with them offloads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dropped the ball. He dropped the ball at one time, didn't he, against the Lions? He stuck that shoulder.
When he had the red card.
Watson.
I think he felt sorry for the Lions. There was a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can. What an incredible guy! We can thank him for that as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Sonny boy.
Well, one thing with him as well, boys, right? I mean, he's a hell of an athlete, right? And you know, he's a brilliant sportsman, but he wasn't a show off at all.
No,
Wasn't what?
very like you say, it goes back to. I think it goes back to what Jay said, being like a very religious man. He's very humble as well in everything that he did and how he carried himself and just everything around the game, like, you know, which is what rugby's about, really, isn't it? You know, you see them out helping, obviously the emerging nations and stuff, and they try and do as much as they can. I see a lot of things on the internet about rugby clubs donating their kit to places like Africa and stuff to get rugby more well known in those areas and stuff. And that's the sort of the image I have in my head of him, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, very, very humble guy.
But that goes back to just the New Zealand culture itself, because I find that, like, after listening to like interviews and like podcasts of like the New Zealand players, the aura of them is just humble. It's like just you know, drilled into them from a young age, just to be very humble in everything that they do. Like,
Yeah.
They're not only just good players; they are good people as well, aren't they?
Oh, fantastic people. I mean, Katie went out there for a couple of weeks. Cost me a bloody fortune. Every 5 minutes, a phone call. Dad, I want to go on a helicopter ride. Dad, I want to go on this area. I was like, oh my God, man, do you know what's going on in here? You took your money, why are you taking mine as well? But she said out there, the people are just absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Yeah. You say they're humble, they're welcoming, they're friendly. I mean, she likened it. It sounds really daft. She likened it. Well, here, basically for Wales, like she said, it was like home from home. The people were just fantastic. I mean, that's the type of thing on here, isn't it?
I went out in 2005 for the Lions tour, and on the one day we went to watch the All Blacks training. So he's watching the All Blacks training, and there was this Maori woman by the side, and she said to me and my 2 friends, she said, "Oh, do you want to go for a trip around Auckland, boys?" And she took us for a sightseeing tour around Auckland. Now, never met her before.
Fantastic. That's what you want, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's fab, isn't it?
Tiki bar. Let's get New Zealanders up here. Do you want to fancy one in Tiki bar, kids?
Yeah, the world famous tiki bar.
Got me down there.
You go into boy, you come out a man.
Yeah, little more rotund.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, okay, boys. We're going to move on to the everyday news. So this week's topic is Piers Morgan storming off on Good Morning Britain after the Meghan Markle situation. Did you manage to see it, Jay?
That was a tricky one for me, right? Because I see Piers Morgan as being a bit like Marmite. Right? You either like him or you don't. Now, I did like the way that he held people, like more to say people. I did like the way that sometimes he did hold the government to account when he was doing his things. But unfortunately, he was a little bit overpowering, and it was his opinion or no opinion, and he wouldn't give them a chance to answer, even though they weren't going to answer. He'd still go at them all the time. Which again, yeah, they did need to be able to put under that pressure, but on the same score, give them a break as well. Like, I mean, they're under pressure. I understand that. And I mean, I do understand it. I'm not a Tory, not by any stretch of the imagination. But to have somebody going at you all the time, I get that. This Meghan Markle thing, I couldn't bring myself to watch it, I'll be honest, because, like you say, he's very opinionated, and he goes for the juggler, and he won't back off it. He don't take a second to think. It's like his mouth goes, and his brain's thinking, fucking, whoa, Piers, what are you doing? But then he backs up what he said. And you're like, well, mate, whoa, now, calm down. What are you saying? Like, first of all, you're slagging off mental health, saying, like, it don't exist. Or she's lying about it. Now, why would somebody lie about mental health? It's completely beyond me anyway. I mean, if she had suicidal thoughts because some of the family or, you know, wherever they are, like, were obviously persecuting her, I don't know. I mean, it's all hearsay, isn't it? It's all stuff you say. You haven't actually said it. I mean, like, she's come out, she said that somebody in the royal family is called, I don't know, something about the colour of the baby or something like that. And you're like, well, who went? Because we're all thinking, oh, well, who's the racist one then? And straight away, you all jump on a bandwagon. You think to yourself, it's got to be that, what's his name, that Philip guy, the one who looks like Death Wanda. Looks like he should be on zombie apocalypse, doesn't he? Do you know what I mean? If he comes through your door, you'd shit yourself, wouldn't you? You'd lob his head off. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? Oh, my God. But yeah, I don't like him. I don't like him. I do like him. He is like Marmite. He's there. You know, I didn't like him when he was with that Susanna Reid thing. That was just creepy. And I'm like, mate, like, leave her alone. Like, you know what's going on? But she started to get into that sort of over talking people and stuff. And I thought to myself, but she was really good. Like, she'd sit there, she'd sort of try and shy away from all the time. I don't like his double standards, because I think, to be honest, he's a bit of an arsehole, if I be honest. You know, I mean, where was I Christmas Day? Sat in my front room while the family was outside dropping presents off, and our fucker was in Antigua Bay. Do you know what I mean? I was like, oh yeah, you can't go away, you can't do this. I didn't break rules. You went on a fucking plane to a foreign country on a beach, having sangrias on the beach, and I'm sat in you know, you can't even go and see your family. And then he got his son then, who goes in this Black Lives Matters movement thing. And thousands of people here, all breaking the rules of the COVID and that. Oh yeah, but he was socially distant. Was he fucking bollocks? You can't tell me he was socially distant when there's like 50, 60,000 people here marching for what they believed in, and he's gone with a couple of mates with a couple of beers to have a look and have a nose and see what's going on. But he defends him. He said, oh yeah, he was doing it. It was great. It was great he was there, but you can't go to the shop and stand 2 meters in my space because you're going to give me some fucking sort of disease. What an ass. But there you are, that's my view on him.
Don't
double standards, Marmite. Don't get me started.
I know, innit? No, but that's it, though, innit? It was, I think everyone said, haven't they? He dishes it out hard to all these people, and the moment somebody has turned around to him and said, "Oh, hang on a minute," and puts him all over the coals, he lasts what, 30 seconds, and he walks out. And it's like, well, if to me, that was just like big baby syndrome. So I just throw my dummy out, nah, sass, see you later. I don't want to put up that.
A lot of people are saying now, mind, that was it all staged? Because they're saying, like, because obviously got this new right-wing TV thing coming on, this GB News, is it, whatever it is, run by one of his mates, like, and they're like, well, do you really want to go with, yeah, go on then? Because, Christ, like, you really talking, that's kind of proper white, middle-aged people that don't like everything, want confirmation and all this slack. I don't know, but it's like, we think that, what's it called, GBTV, is that what it's called?
News with Andy Neal, I think.
Yeah, something daft. It's proper right wing. And I think he'll end up on there next week. If it starts next week. If it is going, I don't even know if it's going. But I think to myself, well, did they put the guy on there that he does the weather, doesn't he, or something, this guy? The one that
Alex, yeah, he does the weather.
Is this, I mean, like, did they put him on there being a, like, I don't know, mixed race fella or whatever, with Merkel and everything else going on? Merkel, what's her name? Meghan Markle, is it?
Markle, yeah.
What's her name? I don't even know her name. Meghan.
I was thinking of that German president.
Yeah, I was thinking of the German Prime Minister. I was thinking, what's
Angela
Angela Merkel?
Merkel.
She's their old friend.
They look a little bit different, like, but it's not like fucking Mark Wahlberg and Matt Damon, like, you know.
Which one's which? They don't look nothing like each other, but we all still get confused.
I know.
Why? Stuff, isn't it?
Well, my view on the situation was that Piers and her had a close, like, whatever you want to call it, relationship before, like, she met up with Harry, and I think it's just a little bit of jealousy that he's just gone in on her, everything that comes out in the papers about Meghan Markle and Harry. I think he just goes a bit bitter and goes a bit too in on them, and I think that when he, like you said, Josh, when it was the tables were turned and put on him, that he just didn't like it and he just stormed off like a little child.
Yeah,
I agree, Carl. I think he's jealous now that I think she probably stopped talking to him, so she got married to Harry. So he's a bit bitter, I reckon.
Yeah,
he just keeps going on, though, doesn't he? I mean,
there's definitely some underlying issue there, isn't it? Because he has gone in hard.
He's just opinionated, isn't he?
He wanted to go in hard, more like.
Too much opinionated, I think, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
100%. It's his opinion, no opinion, and I don't get that. I mean, let's be honest, right? We've all got opinions, and if the argument against your opinion is good enough and strong enough, then change your mind. I ain't got a problem with that. I mean, we've all made mistakes now. We all say something we don't mean to say, and I mean, you could say something like, I don't know, whatever you're going to say, but if somebody's got a better opinion and more breaks it down and explains it to you, and you can say, well, yeah, actually, a bit of a dick here, and I really, like, I can change my opinion. But I just don't think he's got that mentality. He's one of these ones that, like, that's it. That's my view. I'm not going to change it. And I just
said that, didn't he? He said, something about his pride, and he'll die on the hill with his pride. Like, he'll die with what he said. And that's the case, saying, well, I don't know, mate. I don't think I quite agree with that. Like,
where does he live? I mean, I haven't got no Wales where he lives. More like Tumps, I expect.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Right then, boys, let's move on to the head-to-head part of the episode.
Oh, right, yeah.
So this is where the lads will say who they feel is best suited to the question being asked. So are you ready, guys?
Yeah, go on, eh?
I'm going to go to you, Jay, first. Who is the best dressed?
Me.
Bollocks. No chance.
Me.
He has a matching set of beige socks, pants, and trousers.
I'm fucking 50. I'm supposed to dress in beige.
I've seen trendy 50-year-olds.
I haven't got no corduroy, yeah? When I'm 60, it'll be fucking beige corduroy.
He had a pair of beige trousers. I actually bought him a pair of beige pants for Christmas.
Yeah, I haven't worn them, yeah?
Just to match his socks and his trousers.
I haven't worn them, yeah, just in case I fart and follow through. That means I won't do it.
Yeah, no, to be fair, yeah, he probably dresses better than me.
Yeah, let's be honest, right, Josh? What does your wardrobe consist of? I'll tell you what it consists of. Pontyclean kit, Tartar kit, right? Look, Tartar kit, Treorchy kit, Aberavon kit, Swansea kit, Blackwood kit. You own fucking 2 pair of jeans, I think. And
Where's Gilbert's kit then?
He fucking wore that out. He wore that so much, he was gone. I think he's still got a polo shirt. No, he's still got the tracksuit bottoms as well. You had them on today.
What?
Tracksuit bottoms, the Gilbert tracksuit bottoms. You did there?
Oh yeah, he still got Gilbert tracksuit bottoms. Yeah, bye.
That is his wardrobe.
Look at the use of them.
My wardrobe, right, is Tom Hilfiger, we got, I know, Jack Wolfskin, all the good stuff. Don't get me wrong, Con, right? I'm nowhere near as well dressed as you, mate. Nowhere near.
You're the flirt,
I mean,
I tell you.
You are the best dressed bloke in South Wales, without a doubt. When I goes out and you comes in dressed up in all that tweed get up, I'm like, ah, fucking Christ, all you need is a pheasant. You'd be laughing. Absolutely laughing. I don't know what to do with myself. He comes in the bar, he thinks himself, oh shit, should I be drinking pins? I don't know.
Well, next
Yeah,
one I
but
go
yes.
to, Jay, you coming with me, right?
Yeah, no problem, pal. I'll fetch my gun. Got my Springer Spaniel. I have to buy one. Yeah,
All right,
so
next question, boys. Who's the best dancer?
me.
Yeah, you are the best answer.
Oh.
Who's the most injury prone?
Oh, Josh.
You
He's
disappeared
got it again. Oh,
Yeah.
it's all right. I've got it nailed now. I can do it straight away. I don't know what's going on. Oh, it's done again. Christ alive, man. Come on. Well, all adds to the entertainment, doesn't it, I suppose. Yeah,
Josh there, the most injury prone.
Yeah, I would have said so. I don't think you ever really been that injured, have you?
no,
You haven't had any bad injuries, have you?
no, I
Apart from not playing rugby anyway.
no, I snapped my finger that time, didn't I? That was all I done really.
that
I
was bad,
snapped my
man.
finger and pushed some disc out my back and stuff like that. But I haven't broken anything major league. You've broken every bone you got.
Yeah, I remember once playing in a charity match, and it was for John. It was for John Hobbs, and I wasn't really supposed to be playing, and I don't have the best track records with charity matches and getting injured. And I remember basically scoring a try in the corner of the field, and I tried to do one of those fancy, jump outside of the field and place the ball right in the corner against the flagpole, but I got hit at the same time, and I actually broke my sternum. which was quite painful, and I had to go for like some wild rehab to get it, and I've still got a massive lump right on the side of my sternum now, like it's still there from it.
Injury.
So yeah,
Nasty.
dislocated my elbow, sat on top of the Rigos for an hour and a half before the ambulance could get me.
It was actually with
Playing against Reed Wine for the school. Yeah, my whole arm went purple, and I was out for a couple of months of that. Remember missing out on trial. Ponaclean were playing Wales under 16s down Ponaclean once, and I broke my thumb playing in the Welsh school final rugby league, and I tried to cut my cast off, and the old man dobbed on me, and I had my mother shouting me down the phone then, saying I had to go back up the hospital and have it put back on. And I was tapping because I just wanted to play against Wales 16s, because they were supposed to be the best players at the time, So yeah, so I've had a few injuries, but they've been pretty crap. So yeah, I agree. I'm probably the most injury prone, I expect.
Okay, both at your peak. Who is the fastest?
Me.
Yeah, definitely Jay. Definitely Jay. Believe it or not, he was actually 10 stone like that and fast as fuck.
Yeah, I was pretty quick, wasn't I? You would never
Yeah.
believe it.
Jay, I've never seen you play mind, right? But I know Josh, you got some wheels on you as well.
Yeah. No, to put it in perspective, like Dad always used to, well, he did athletics at one point. And then what, you come third in British Championships?
Yes,
Under
I did.
16s?
Yeah, third.
So,
What was that, high jump?
No, it was actually the long jump.
Yeah, triple jump.
No, honest to God, right? This is what my old man. I was so focused on running. It was unbelievable, right? As a kid, I mean, that was my get out thing, because I'd find when I got to the end of the track, like, and he was only 100 meters, he was, but I used to proper zone out, absolutely zone out. And it's like, I don't know if you've ever seen one of these films, like when you'd sort of on the starting line and everything else just disappeared. Everything would disappear. And all I could see was the finish line. Now, the first ever race I ever had, proper competitive race, was up in Clarkies. I think it was just on there, on the track up there as a kid. And I didn't know how fast I had to run. I just used to win races as a kid in school. And it was like, well, I used to go to the athletics and you just used to run. And that was that, like. And then I literally finished like last but one, because I didn't know how fast I had to go. I thought to myself, oh shit, everybody's proper running now. Do you know what I mean? So But then the following year I went up there and like literally won it by about 10, 15 yards. It was wild because I thought to myself, well, I got to fucking run hard now. So I probably going to run. So it literally went from there. Then he went with the rugby, with the athletics and everything else. And we just ended up doing the Welsh Championships and the Welsh Championships. We went to the Southern England thing. And we done this British thing. And it was like a proper, and my old man come down and he was watching when he was home from working abroad. And this zoning out thing used to do, I didn't see what was around me. I just got to get out of line as quick as I possibly could. And he comes up to me. I shouldn't be saying this, really, because it was like me. It was me, and it was one of the white kids. And my dad came up to me and he said, don't fancy your chances today, but turned on and walked off and took me completely out of my zone. I was like, that's the first time I'd ever looked around at the race. I didn't know who I was racing against. I didn't have a clue, not a Scooby. I looked at him and I go, oh shit. I mean, these guys had beards and stuff. It's like, oh my word, this is under 16s. And I came third. Probably put me off my game. I should have won that one. Honest to God. Never mind. But yeah, that was it. So for it, like, I was a fast midget, basically. What can I say?
Yeah, legs go really fast. No, you were quick. When I speak to people, though, they do say like he was quick, and I do remember watching him as a kid as well. And to be fair to him, he had a good set of wheels on him. To be fair,
just couldn't catch a fucking ball.
He was also packing like 10 kilos lighter, 10, 15 kilos lighter than I was mine at the same age. So, yeah, I wouldn't fancy his chances pushing in a scrum, I'll be honest.
No, I'm still faster than you now, what?
Oh, yeah, I stroll on.
Right, boys, after a few drinks, who's longest on the dance floor?
Me. No, if I be honest, I gotta give this one to Josh. Like he does an awesome caterpillar.
No, yeah, more like the slug.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no, I remember being at a wedding once, and it was the first time I'd seen my missus' friends, and we were all dancing and everything else. And I said, "Oh, I got this wicked dancing move. Come on, let's have a crack at this now." So the dance was even, and I said, "Right, just get your imaginary fishing rod out and throw it out, and I'll go to the other side of the dance floor now." Aye, all right then, she goes. So I'm looking at the other from the one side of the dance room. She's going, I'm going, yeah, I'm ready. So she does it. Jump on the floor, Ralph Lauren shirt, suited and booted, tidies, food everywhere on, and giving it all this across the floor, like you can see all it makes. Like, what's this fucking idiot doing by here now? Get up, covered in beer, head to toe, like fucking stinking, like. But yeah, no, after a couple of beers, I do like a dance, to be fair. Yeah. But I think Jay's got one dance move, and that's it.
Dance.
It's not. He sits in and he goes like this. He goes,
"That's a fucking dad dance."
and that's about all you get out of him.
That's a dad dance. That's what I'm supposed to do.
Shocking.
Looks like he's on acid.
Yeah. He's on the right gear, isn't he?
Right then, guys. On to the next question. Who's the funniest?
Jay.
Oh, yeah, he's very witty, is Josh. A lot more witty than I am. I gotta be honest. Yeah, I give it to Josh that one.
As you all might well know, though, he's a good joke teller. He likes to get into character.
Don't you fucking joke, I know.
No, to be fair, no, you do. A joke's a funny one, though, isn't it? Because someone says, "Oh, tell me a joke," and you can never remember one. But when you do remember one and you do tell it, you always tell it really well. And I like if people can tell a good joke, like, you know. I'm not as good.
I find it funnier in my head than actually like saying it out loud.
Yeah, that's always the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I do that. I did that. I said to Danny earlier, I said, "Oh, I got to tell a joke I have," I said. So I said, "Oh, I got this joke now." So I started, I hit the punchline. I start laughing. She's just looking at me. And I'm thinking,
tumbleweed.
Yeah, well, I thought.
You're laughing now.
I thought it was funny.
Okay, guys, who can drink the most on a night out?
Now this is a contentious issue. Depends what time you start.
I won last time.
No, you didn't. Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, tell her that. Because I was panic drinking. We had this thing, we had this challenge, right, where we had to drink 24 bottles of beer Moretti. Now, I got to about 18, 19, but I'd done about 12 of them really quick. I was thinking, oh, I'm on a roll, yeah, I'm going to do it. I got halfway through the box, like, I thought, I'm going to do it. Got 18 hours in, don't remember anything else. So, but if I can, like, if you say to me, right, Jay, you need to start at this time and go to this time, you can pace yourself, can't you? Do you know what it's like when you do well, you wouldn't know, would you? Because you haven't drunk for 10 weeks, have you, Rob?
No, I haven't, no.
No, you wouldn't know. You probably drink water championships. But yeah, it's a contentious one. But he does go all day and all night, Josh. He doesn't pace himself. He gets to a point, he's just a mess, and he just stays a mess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd give it a Josh that one, to be fair.
Yeah.
Okay, who's the most vain?
Oh, Josh, 100%. Look at his
Yeah.
hair, man. He's got a top knot. What is that about?
Lockdown's not been kind to me, I'll be honest. No, I am.
Who's the
I could be quite vain, to be fair.
Who's the toughest?
Oh, now then. I reckon I could do him an arm wrestle.
Probably because I dislocated my elbow and I got a dodgy shoulder.
That's what I'm saying. This is quite a funny story here. We was playing this coaches game sort of thing, and there was like the coaches against the coaches' sons and all this slack, like, and it was like a youth sort of. I think it was you youth then, or was you on? Yeah, youth when it was.
No, it might have been last year youth, I think it was. Yeah,
17, something like that. So we had this game. So anyway, first time I'd ever played against Josh, basically. So you come across the field, and I'm thinking to myself, fucking, I'm gonna have him by here. But there's an element of doubt enters your head, innit? As a father, you think, do I fucking take his head off? or shall I sort of ride a tackle? So at this time, I was literally, it took ages to come, but nobody wanted to tackle him. He's coming towards me. I thought, fuck, I'm going to have him. And then that came in my head. I thought, oh, what do I do? Should I hit it? By that time, he'd fucking hit me, ass over fucking elbow, fucking run straight over the top of me, and score a try on the fucking post, twat. But yeah, I'd say, yeah, he's probably the hardest, Josh, only because he's younger. Otherwise, I would have fucking done him 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That leads us on to the next question. Who's the best at rugby?
Josh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Naturally gifted.
Yeah.
Off his mum, I think, because I was shit.
Yeah. No, yeah. I watched you play. You were good, but...
Yeah, I wasn't that good, but...
but
I was all right, like...
Yeah, that was a problem.
I used to hit the good lines, mind. I did used to hit the good lines.
His problem
was the story behind that photo as well. That photo on the thing for this Zoom meeting thing or this podcast thing. It was that was a break. I mean, a lovely angle. I'd gone, and there was nobody in front of me. Nobody in front of me. And fair play, there's this prop on the outside of me, and he was going, Jay, give me the ball. I thought, I thought myself, oh, go on in. I passed him the ball. He fucking dropped it on the line. I was like, you twat. Don't ask me to pass it again. You're not having it. And my kids and my wife took a piss out of me for fucking 4 or 5 years after that. Should never have passed the ball. He never scores tries, this guy. I thought, oh, I love him. Like, that's your last twat.
No, if you go off, like, obviously, Jay had a lot of time out of the game as well, like, with that, obviously smashed his shoulder up and stuff. So, and also, like, he didn't really ever have the support of his old man because obviously he worked away on holiday. So, like, he'll tell you himself, like, there was times where I always wanted to quit as a kid or I didn't want to go and stuff. And he almost forced me into it, but I thank him for it now because I've had some of the most amazing experiences, you know, through rugby. I've met some amazing people. I know I've been around a bit, like, but I've managed to play against some of the best players, coached by some of the best coaches as well, you know, like. So, but yeah, if I don't know where he would have been really if he hadn't taken that time out, like.
But I'm not. That was that.
Yeah. He was quick. His problem was he was too short. I always remember watching him and they always used to pass it to him on the wing, like for a normal heighted person. And it was like he had to catch a line out all the time. You know, it always used to go through his hands. And he must have missed about 40, 50 tries in his career because of that.
Trying to catch his own head, did he?
Yeah.
Shocking.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm probably the better player.
Yeah.
Being the most vain as well, I may as well just say that, innit?
Yeah, may as well, but right then, boys, we're going on to the quick fire round now. So I want the first answer that pops into your head. Jay, we'll start with you and then we go across to Josh. All right. So if you could play another sport, what would it be?
Midget wrestling.
Josh?
Oh, football probably, I expect.
Okay. What actor would play you in a movie?
Me first.
Yeah.
Jason Statham. Yeah. He's got the looks, hasn't he? What are you laughing at?
You mind,
What are
Jay?
you laughing at?
Yeah. Oh, but yeah. Oh, yeah, Jason Statham before like 10 tomahawk steaks and 20 shots of tequila, I expect.
What are your looks like?
I don't know. I'd probably say Marv at the moment off Home Alone. That's what he looked like anyway.
Yeah, true.
Your favorite word?
Yeah.
Lush.
Least favorite word?
Moist. Horrible word, aren't it? Oh, I love that.
Oh, yeah.
That is.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
no strange, isn't it? Depends on the situation. Do you know what I'm saying?
What do you mean situation?
Well, moist
I
bread.
never describe
oh,
what you're thinking as moist, I'll be honest.
Well, you know, you look at moist bread. Oh, no. Moist bit of steak. Mm. I know what you were thinking, Connor. Naughty boy. I got two, I have. If I be honest. Thinking
What
about
are
it.
they?
Woke and boomer. Who fucking comes up with those words? Woke. Huh? Yeah. I open my eyes in the morning. Apparently it means something different now. I don't get it. Boomer. So when a fucking bomb goes off, and I said, big one. Now it means, well, me, I suppose.
Okay.
I don't know. Is that what he means? I don't know.
Piers, you are the definition of a small angry man. I'm surprised your name isn't Sam, I'll be honest.
Oh, good story about Sam. Do you want to tell it or do you want me to tell it?
What do you mean?
It was Sam Barkley when he was in that in the nightclub in Swansea, and he says a damn bigger. Can we say it? No, we can't say that. Right, go on next.
Best rugby memory?
Getting smashed by Josh on a fucking try line.
Touring with the Crochets.
Good ones there.
Actually, being unbeaten with the seconds, isn't we, Pat?
Oh yeah, that's a good one actually.
Yeah,
That's
wasn't
quite good.
good.
We've got what's our track record? 4-0.
Yeah, something like that. Tondi, Gen Sports. I can't remember the other ones. Tondi was the best one because we thought we were both first team players.
Yeah.
You know, I was 45.
Yeah,
I was
you were
45
45.
looking, and he was
Julian
proper.
Clark was the other one.
Oh yeah, he was older again, wasn't he? We were the front row. Julian Clark was 50. I was 45, I think, and Josh was like 20 something. Fucking Christ. You know, first team players. Nah.
If you're stranded on a desert island, what 3 items would you take?
Mm.
We were talking about this. We were talking about this earlier, and they said to him a dildo, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that could be an option actually."
You know why? Because a dildo, right? I reckon one of those pink ones is flexible, like a double-ended job. Right? I reckon you could throw that, some coconuts, and the weight and how it would actually knock some coconuts off the tree.
I was thinking
being bright pink as well. It'll have to be bright pink. Can't be one of these black ones. It'll have to be a bright pink one. You could see it if it landed in the sand or in the sea and stuff like that. In the night time, you could see it. So I thought, yeah, it could be
glow in the dark dildo.
Yeah, well, in the night time, you couldn't see it, would you? You'd land on the floor, you'd be like, oh, well, where's that gone? You'd be feeling around like that in the sand with a dildo. How weird would that be? It'd have to be pink so you could just see it, pick it up and throw it again. And you could beat people with it. If something like a pirate or something turned up. beat him on the head with a dildo. Imagine that, go back to his mates. Fucking hell, man, you want to go on here? It's the mad bastard with the pink dildo. Do you know what I mean? Leave you alone, wouldn't he? And you could shake it. He over here. Do you know what I mean?
You uses your SOS there, like a flake.
Yeah, you could have. Yeah. Depends how big it was, really. I don't know why you suggest I should take a dildo, Josh. It's a bit of a worry.
Yeah, no, we've just found 1,000,001 uses for a dildo.
Yeah. What do you want, man? Yeah,
What
what's the question again?
What other 2 items would it take?
I'm not taking a dildo, barbecue, fishing rod, a knife would be mine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd take a knife, a rugby ball, and a dildo.
Yes. Pretty versatile, those dildos, isn't it? Got to be a silicon one, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be
Yeah, go on
silicone.
batteries, eh? Because the batteries run out, you notice them, isn't it? Where are you going to get batteries from at Desert Island? It's not going to happen.
Well, unless you took a spare pack of batteries, I suppose.
Oh, you could do. Apparently, you can do with potatoes as well.
Oh, you could get like maybe it's a USB charger one, and you can get like a solar panel and charge it up or something.
Yeah, but you have to take a solar panel then, wouldn't you? So you'd have 4 things you'd have to do. You have to sacrifice a knife for a solar panel
Yeah.
and charge a dildo. Nah.
Yeah, we'll just go for a standard dildo, double-ended dildo.
Yeah,
Then.
standard double-ended dildo, bright pink.
Full standard.
Yeah, full standard, double-sided, 12 inches long.
12 inches, yeah. Good foot.
No
Good foot.
frills.
Oh, no, is this a woman's foot or a man's foot?
Yeah,
Man's
that's
foot.
a woman's foot.
Right.
Yeah,
First thing you'd buy if you won the lottery.
a Traeger
Pint.
grill. Huh? What would you buy?
Pint.
Pint.
Yeah, a pint of beer. I go down the pub and buy a pint. A nice pint, though, from a nice pub.
Yeah.
Nice.
Buy a pub. Yeah, maybe, possibly.
Go
No, I
and buy a
don't.
pub, ah, yeah.
That's just something like, I don't. What would you buy first?
Or you could take all the boys on holiday.
Nah, yeah, done.
Take all the
Next.
boys on a trip away
Yes.
to Prague or something like that.
Oh, can you imagine? 5
Yeah.
pence a pint. Christ alive, then. How many pints can you buy for £1 million with 5 pence? I'm not good at maths. What's that, 30 something?
Quick maths.
And then 1 plus, oh, I don't even ask
30
me.
ish.
Yeah.
Your
It'd be a
favourite
fair,
movie?
wouldn't it? Oh, that'd be naughty. Right, next one. What's the next question?
Favorite movie?
Star Wars.
Bad boys.
Oh, that's a good one, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay.
I quite
Star
say that.
Wars.
I like old school Step Brothers as well. Step Brothers are good.
Yeah,
one.
it's good. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, old school. Yeah, old school was brilliant. When they, the initiation, when they jump off the building, and he goes for the manhole cover. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed
You go,
Yeah.
my boy Blue.
that. My boy. Yeah, brilliant. What are you doing? Streaking? We're all streaking. There's only you, but hey, no matter. I'm streaking. Yeah, good film. That enjoyed that one.
Your favorite song?
Oh, Alesso. If I lose myself. There you are, Tim.
Yeah, to be fair, Swedish House Mafia. I quite like all
Yeah.
of their songs, to be fair. But saying that, mine I've got a soft spot for Third Eye Blind, Semi Charmed Life, which I actually got off my old man, which I quite like as well. Very good.
Yeah, good too.
It's a very sentimental song.
Yeah, that's when they played that, didn't they? When Ponty,
Ponty beat Breathe.
Yeah, and
Breathe?
all there was the
Or Bad.
highlights package when on Scrum 5. Used to do the
Yeah.
music when Scrum 5 was quality, like shit now, mate, but it was good at the time. So I mean, sorry, Scrum 5, if you're watching
Or listening.
or listening. Yeah, innit? Nice. Yeah, good game hours. Good times.
The last one, boys. If you had one last meal before death, what would it be?
Pasta, Frankfurters and cheese.
Yeah, it would be. Oh, I get that. Really weird. It's got a strange obsession with Frankfurters pasta and cheese. It's really
Got to
strange.
burn the Frankfurters as well.
No, it's just not. I'd have a 2
And if,
inch.
and if you want to go proper a la carte, you chuck some garlic bread on the side as well.
He would die. That's his dream meal. What is
You
that
love
about?
You have everything with cheese, don't you?
Yeah.
Everything with cheese, curry with cheese on top.
Oh, yeah.
Cheese and everything. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But yeah, mine would be a 2 inch thick
Dildo.
Big dildo.
Dildo.
Double-ended, no
dildo.
frills.
Over easy, drizzled in mayonnaise. No, I don't know. It'd have to be a steak, but a real thick one. Real thick one. Yeah, that'd be my steak. I'm sorry to all you vegans out there. Sorry. That's what I do. I eat fucking animals. I like doing it. I won't like killing them. I'm not into killing animals, but I'll fucking eat them if you want to kill them.
All right, then, guys, on to the final part of the podcast. Predictions for the weekend, Six Nations. Let's start with Wales in Rome.
It's gotta be Wales,
Well,
isn't it?
going on, gotta be Wales, isn't it? Going on the record that we've had so far. I know he's made 2 changes, I think it is. So he's kept the team pretty much the same.
I don't, yeah.
So, and to be fair, I've said to a lot of people, Italy have been underwhelming this
It's
so far. Like,
frustrating.
so
It is frustrating for Italy because they got the club scene seems to be getting better. It does seem to be getting better. The player pool, I mean, for me, it's just having 2 teams in top tier rugby. It's not enough. They got to expand it a bit. I mean, it's not enough for them for Italy, and I don't love watching them playing because they just throw caution to the wind sometimes. But their skill level lets them down. But do you blame them Pro 14 for that? Possibly. I don't know. But yeah, I think I definitely go for Wales, 100%. But I've said it now, so the fuckers will probably lose. And who would have thought the pivot, we'd be in this position of a pivot? Because if you'd asked me this 2 months ago, I would have said, I'm going to fucking laugh. It's not going to happen. Fucking Triple Crown. They're brilliant. Brilliant. And I tell you what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to seeing Varney running out against Wales on the weekend. I really like him. What's his name? What's his
Stephen Varney, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's from off Italy, isn't it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he's brilliant. Really brilliant. He got caution to the wind. He just chucks about as a good goal. But how gutted it is for him, like playing against Wales in the Millennium Stadium. What's he called now? Principality Stadium now, is it? Whatever.
Yeah, Principality.
Playing there, and his parents.
Well, he speaks
That's a
Welsh,
player,
doesn't
then.
he? He's from Pembroke.
Yeah, but I mean, Christ life was like home leg for them. How
I
good
was
would
not
that be?
in it's in Rome.
No, it's home, isn't it?
No, it's in Rome.
Rome, you
Yeah,
heard
well,
that?
that's factored then. They got a long way to go. I thought they were home. It's the Blues
No.
home. It's Blues away.
No.
They got all the blue jerseys away this year, haven't they?
Oh, Blues away, is it? Oh, do you know what? That's shit, innit? You got the point, but don't even know what's going on. There's no fucking crowds. How does that work?
Yeah.
Innit? Just lost track of it. Oh, I'm missing the crowds, man.
Yeah,
Sad.
in an international day, you can't beat Dick now. To be
Oh,
fair,
yeah.
we'll get
You know,
down
it's
to
funny,
the
like-
boys, like, or into town for the day, like.
Well, it's funny. I didn't know they were away. I watched them getting fucking British Airways plane with fucking Roma in, yeah. Oh, did I?
They're
I
flying
think
to
like Cardiff Airport, like.
flying to
Oh,
Cardiff, like.
Yeah, I know. I fly from Cardiff. They're gonna play on tarmac. Fuck them.
Hey,
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
with Italy as well. I mean, I know in the first match they had 11 new caps, so
Yeah. Are they building?
They're always going to struggle, aren't they? They're always going to struggle.
Yeah, but you hear this all the time. Like they did the same when O'Shea came into the setup, and then they had was it Nick Mullins before that,
Yeah.
and they always say that they all are coming in with this new plan that's going to be bigger than just the international side. They're going in at the bottom. They're going to reroute it all. They're going to set the foundations
Yeah.
up correctly. But they've been doing that for the last 10 years.
But fair
And
play
it's-
to O'Shea, mind. He had a go, didn't he? I mean, he did go back to Zebra and he went back to Benetton and he said, look, like this is what, and they took it on board. And I think Benetton and Zebra benefiting from it at the moment. But the international side still isn't.
Yeah, like you say, they've been underwhelming, I think, personally. And
Yeah,
obviously, you hear about all this relegation thing going on and bringing up a tier 2 nation. I don't think that's quite there yet. I think you've got a good couple of
can't.
years to go yet before
you
that.
can't do it. Georgia only just beat Russia the other day. I mean,
Yeah.
Russia were getting like, what, 80, 90 points per them in the World Cup?
I still think Italy would spank any of the tier 2 nations at the moment if they were to
Yeah,
play in a
definitely.
playoff.
But I haven't got a problem with them turning around and saying, well, do you have the top tier 2 nation? Why are you calling them tier 2 nations? The top second division nation then playing against the bottom First Division age. At the end of the day, it's a money spinner. I go and watch it. Let's be honest. Like trip to like the Blisk, is it? Is that where they play, Georgia? Tbilisi, something like that. I take a trip there. The beer's cheap. You got to go. We need to open up these places. Romania, Georgia. Do you mean not so much Germany because the beer's bloody expensive?
Oh, you'd have some good piss-ups, mine, wouldn't you?
Oh, you
That's
would.
some great away trips, that.
Oh, fantastic.
Ah, fuck it. Yeah, no, we will have relegation.
Yeah,
And change
do
my
it.
mind.
Have it. Let's go.
All right, then,
Words.
guys.
Oh.
England v France.
Oh, I'm going for France.
I would go for France, but haven't they had some fresh COVID things again?
Oh, I
Cases
don't know.
Again?
Oh,
I'm
fucking
sure I've
hell.
seen something
Just
on the
leave the
net earlier
waffles
about it.
alone, man. Why are they got to fucking eat waffles all the time? Huh? What's that about? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, I'm sure I've seen it. Well, whether it's reliable source or what, I don't know, because there's so much fake crap on the net these days, isn't it? But
You do.
if it does go ahead, I'd probably go France. To be fair, you can't knock some of their best players at the minute. They really are. They're performing, aren't they?
No, you got,
I
we got to
tell
set
you, I tell you what, mind if France do beat England, Jesus, England are in a bit of a mess then, aren't they?
Yeah, a bit
Yeah.
that.
Well, to be
He's
honest,
picking-
I wouldn't mind seeing Eddie Jones go. I think his
he's
10
gone
years
stale,
done now.
right? They do
Yeah.
go stale. I think we were blessed with Gatland because he always seemed to change with the times, didn't he? I mean, he didn't quite go stale. I mean, but he was lucky because he blooded all those youngsters. Is Pivot doing the same thing? I think so, possibly. But Eddie Jones, I don't understand why he's picking the Saracens boys. They're not playing. They're not playing rugby. And it showed. I mean, you look at, what's his name, the second row?
Torjay.
Yeah, Toji. Absolutely. 2 years ago, we were talking about this, Josh, wasn't we, the other day? 2 years ago, if he'd had that charge down against Wales, he would have got that ball. But you can see the last 12 months, he's just been in a gym. He's just been on a training paddock in a gym. He was slower. He was bigger. He was still a nuisance. His skill set was still there, but he'd lost a bit of pace. Thankfully, he'd lost that pace because, I mean, that could have been a massive turner for that game. Because, I mean, he's just got muscle bound looking
But
at
he's
him.
not picking the likes of players. He's not picking the players like Sam Simmons and
Sam
stuff.
Simmons.
Like, he's possibly going to get a Lions cap before he does an international cap. And when's the last time that happened? It was like Brynmore Williams or something, wasn't it?
Well, every,
Yes, he was that.
well, that's what I don't understand with Billy Vunipola. They're picking him just because of the name. It's just
Yeah.
he's
He's
just
on the
not.
pace massively.
He's not playing at all. Like
Yeah, but you got the likes of him. He's putting like Courtney Laws and Itoje in at 6 then as well. But you got Dom Brandt who's playing for Harlequins. Imagine having a back. You imagine having a back row with Dom Brandt at 6, Simmons at 8, and Ben Earl at 7.
Where did
I
Dom
wouldn't
Brandt
want to put
play?
him in that back row because that's an informed back row that's dangerous.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I don't know. I think he's
Why
past
not?
his 10. Yeah, I think France will do him. To be fair.
Was it Dom Brandt played the Cardiff Met?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but the Welsh system, Premiership and Championship, doesn't work, mate.
No.
Don't
Yeah,
work.
it's funny. It is funny because you've got to say, well, our regions are not playing that well. But now others are. And then you've got the English Premiership is absolutely flying. And then England not playing well. It just don't make sense.
It don't make sense. He's just not picking the players that are in form. It's just really weird. It's like, I don't know, it's like, he seems, again, he's like a Piers Morgan of rugby, I suppose. He's like, he gets so set in his ways, he's not willing to change his opinion on something. I mean, Sam Simmons should be starting. Thankfully, he didn't against Wales. He can start all the other games he wants now, as far as I'm concerned, because that boy is absolute quality. Quality. And he's not picking him. I don't get it.
His brother's not bad either.
No, Joe, yeah. But then you've got
Yeah.
Joe Simmons, you've got Marcus Smith, who's knocking on the door as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, and these boys, they're not going to look in. But the more the media and ex-professional players in England and the clubs in England are making a point of saying, well, why aren't you picking these players? As if he's digging his claws in even harder. And
Didn't
I'm not
Marcus
putting
Smith
him
get
on.
player of the, he got player of the week last week, didn't he, Marcus Smith? That's the 10 that is now from Harlequins, isn't it?
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one. Youngster.
Yeah, youngster, lovely player. But he takes the field. I always remember the guy that you obviously know him, Sonny Parker. I always remember reading an article of him, and he said when he took a field, he believed he was the best player on the field. Be you prop, centre, fullback, wing, whatever. He believed he was better than him. And that boy, that Marcus Smith guy, he takes that field, believing he is the best player on the field, and he just oozes. Well, he just does what he wants. He's lovely little player to watch. I mean, he definitely orchestrated that the Quinn Saints game on the weekend. Brilliant, he was in that. Really good. I was really impressed. I looked at as well. What was his name? The Welsh boy, the Lion King. What's his bod?
Oh, Baldwin.
Baldwin.
He had a good game, mind. He
Like,
had a really good game. Sharp.
what about Scotland Island then, boys, on the Sunday?
I'm going for Scotland.
Yeah, go for Scotland. To be
Yeah,
fair,
go for
they've been playing some nice stuff, haven't they? Really,
Lovely.
they've been unlucky against obviously Wales. Say Wales played well in parts, like, but obviously it was a close one, wasn't it? But yeah, they got some nice players coming through now, and I think Gregor Townsend's doing not a bad job with them all. You know, they actually got some dangerous strike players as well now, which they sort of lacked. I think you got Finn Russell, who's orchestrating it all, who I think's quality. And you got that Van der Merwe on the wing, and
Good player.
Darcy Graham, is it, on the other wing? Okay,
Yeah,
Darcy, whatever his
classic.
name is. He's
Cracking
quality
little
as well.
player,
Like,
yeah.
so, but you've got these type of players, which I think Scotland have lacked as well. So yeah, I'm going for a Scotland win, only because Ireland again. I'll say the same as Italy. I think they've been underwhelming.
Yeah.
Really, I think they've been getting a little bit stale as well. Like, I know Sexton,
Like you said, Rob, earlier on, but you're looking at the English sides, they're playing so well, entertaining to watch. You look at the Irish sides, if you like, they are playing well as well. I mean, apparently the Connacht game last week was brilliant with the Connacht boys. You've got Munster, they'll always put at the bag. You've got Leinster playing really nice rugby, Ulster playing really nice rugby. But like Josh said, Ireland seem to be a little bit underwhelming. And I fancy that with the Scottish, with Gregor Townsend now, is he, like last year, everybody was slating him. Year before, everybody wanted him gone. But he introduced these players like Darcy Graham and that, who's really come out of his shell now. Finn Russell coming out of his shell, playing some nice stuff. I mean, like Pivot now, let's be honest, right? If you're a Welsh bloke following rugby, this time last year, we were all slating Pivot, saying, what is he doing? And I could see he was trying to put his footprint on stuff. But now he started introducing these youngsters, like this happened to Scotland. Now they're sort of reaping the rewards. And I mean, it's like, I think Wales and Scotland are playing some nice stuff at the moment. So Scotland all the way for me. Come on, jocks.
Yeah, I think, as I said this before, I think Townsend is a really good coach, guys. He is a coach.
Yeah, definitely.
Agreed.
I think so.
And I think Ireland are going through a transition phase. They definitely are.
Yeah, 100%.
They need to find another. They do need to find another 10, though.
Yeah,
To be fair, and again, you go on picking players on form. How John Cooney hasn't had the call to play for that Irish side. I know obviously he's a little bit older, but maybe they need that type of player to come in and mix it up a little bit. You know, why not give Paddy Jackson a bit of a crack at it, because he's playing well at the Irish. Look at the way they put it, the expansion.
He's political with Paddy Jackson, you naughty boy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it's like, again, you watched that game, London Irish, the other week. They were brilliant. They were really, really good. And he pulled all the strings. Paddy Jackson, lovely little player. But I don't know. He got up as an apparently, didn't he?
It's weird because. Go on, Josh. Go on. No, sorry.
Yeah, like Rob was saying, they are in a phase of transition, but they're trying to transition without key new players in key positions, if you get what I'm saying. Like, so your 9, your 10, your 8, you got Standard there. 8. All right, he does a job for you, but who's next in line? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who's the winger that does the goose step with the long hair? Who's that guy?
James Lowe, innit?
Yeah, when I first seen him, I thought to myself, oh yeah, he got something now, but he's just got that thing. He hasn't sort of evolved as such. Like, he just does the same sort of thing every week. And when I first seen him, I thought to myself, oh, here we go. He's sharp, this one, like, but I haven't seen anything of him since, like, which is a bit of a shame. So I mean, is Farrell doing the right job?
The thing that gets me is, look, we mentioned earlier on, Jay, that the 4 Irish club sides are all playing well, and then Ireland are not performing that well at the moment. And like you said about the English sides are performing well, but England's not performing well. So it's got to be something wrong in like the
transition.
Yeah, the transition.
Does that come down to, though, the Irish teams have always, if you look at it, been predominantly astute and very good at making overseas signings? So are they performing well because the overseas signings they are making, like your Dearlandes at Munster, etc., are helping them perform at that bit better level. But then when those players are being taken out of that club environment with those stars that they have signed, they're just not performing as well. You would think they would perform better being around those type of players, but maybe it's not quite rubbing off in the right way, maybe.
Who was the nine that was playing in Ulster that had to leave because the visas and all this like use?
Oh,
China.
Absolutely fantastic player. Really good. Brought players on around him and everything else. Like, but then he left, and Ulster took a massive dip straight after. So you're like, well, what do you do?
But I don't know how far away, boys. And not being funny. They had a red card against us.
Yeah.
And then they narrowly lost to France at home, and they played pretty good in that match. So no, they're not bad. They're not bad.
So what you say, Rob Island? You?
No, Scotland.
Yeah.
Right then, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure tonight, boys. Honestly, I haven't stopped laughing all night. It's been absolutely brilliant.
Good.
Fantastic.
Big thank you for coming on.
You're
No
welcome.
problem.
Been my pleasure. Our pleasure.
Yes.
Been a nice change, isn't it?
It has. Sitting down and
Nice
watching
change.
shit on a telly.
I know, innit?
We'll be back with another episode last week. It's the last in the series. Please give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter, or subscribe to on YouTube. This has been Dark Side and Offside. Take care and goodbye. Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys.